r/AskReddit, what improved your life so much, you wished you did sooner? Stopped arguing with random strangers on internet. Doing at least one chore a day. You would be amazed at how well getting something done, even if you hate it, can fight back against certain depressive mentalities, particularly the ones that convince you you're useless or are a burden. I started viewing things as potential experiences rather than just opportunities for achievement. Before that, for example, if I took a class, then I was only focused on the grade. If I couldn't get a good grade, I didn't like the class. Heck, I wouldn't even start a book if I thought it might be too hard or too long and I might not finish it. Then I realized the purpose of classes, and books and other things, was to learn, and that hard ones were likely the ones I learned the most from, even if I didn't get the best grade. I started doing all sorts of stuff with the idea that I just wanted the experience. Even if I was the worst one out there, who cares? I wasn't there for the achievement, I wanted to learn things. This works socially as well, and I started taking way more risks, telling myself that, at the very least, it would be a learning experience. I saw a saying once, it's only a failure if you stop trying, otherwise, it's an experiment. I love it. Moved away from the state I grew up in. I didn't know how unhappy I was. I had gotten used to being miserable, and now that I'm in a better area, I'm a completely different person. Learning to set boundaries and say no. Daily exercise. It doubled my energy for an hour out of my day. Quitting smoking. Low impact cardio. Fuck, I love to run, but it destroyed my legs. I can swim, man, swimming my little heart out, smiley face. When I was told that I would lose my eyesight, it made me pay more attention to how beautiful the sky was. I can still see, and I enjoy watching the clouds on a level I can't even explain. Edit, thanks to everyone for the love, you all have made me very happy. Exercise every day. Anxiety and depression are much easier to manage, and I got some confidence I haven't had in years. Quitting drinking is the best thing I've ever done for my mental and physical health, and it's done nothing but improve my relationships. The last year and a half have been the best I've ever had. Not everyone can afford this, but moving closer to work. My commute went from 45 miserable minutes in traffic glaring in hatred at the tail lights in front of me to a pleasant 15-minute bike ride. I got an hour of free time every day and better health. Reading books way more. Bachelor degree at 47 years old. Master degree at 50 years old. Doubled my salary in 4 years, from just getting by to on track for retiring at 60. Eating more healthily. Edited, getting a lot of questions about how I did it. Here's some suggestions with the reminder that this works for me, may not work for you. If you really are serious about losing weight, consult a doctor and/or nutritionist. 1. I was a carb fiend. Pasta, rice, bread, if it had a carb, I wanted 4 servings of it. Sugar is a carb too. So I started watching how many carbs I consumed a day. It shocked me. So now I'm a lot more aware of how many carbs I eat. 2. Building on number 1, serving sizes. To me, an open container of any size was a single serving. I pay attention to how much I'm supposed to eat. For snacks, I'm addicted to Smart Food. You can order a bunch of them in single serving sizes. 3. Vegetables. I always ate veggies, now I eat more. What used to be 2/3 potatoes or pasta or rice with a meal is now 2/3 vegetables. 4. Cut back on meat. We usually go meatless for dinner at least twice a week. I hardly eat it at breakfast, and lunch is about 50-50ths. I'd say 90% of the meat we do eat is chicken or fish. 5. I have always loved to cook, but now I'm really stretching my wings and trying things I wouldn't do before. If you don't know how to cook, Learn. Alton Brown or Ina Garten are great starting places. Don't be intimidated by it, you're not working for Gordon Ramsay, you're just feeding yourself. Learn spices. Steaming veggies sucks. Roast that shit. Stir fry that shit. Eat it raw. Anything but steaming. Except boiling, that's worse. 6. Bring your lunch to work. If you eat breakfast at work, bring that too. Same with snacks unless you can get healthy ones there. 7. Don't beat yourself up if you have a cheeseburger. You are going to fail. I fail all the time. Every day is a new start. 8. We only eat out or order out once a week. 9. Water. More than you think. Learn to love to pee. 10. I can't do this right now because I broke my foot, but a walk after every meal helps with your blood sugar. 10 minutes after breakfast and lunch, a half hour after dinner. 11. All things in moderation. You can have butter or cheese or fried foods, just not every meal. And keep to what you're supposed to eat, it's a lot smaller than you think. Anyway, that's some of the stuff that I personally did. It worked for me, it may not work for you. I'm not a dietitian, just a dude who wanted to lose some weight. I stopped living my life just waiting for the weekend. When you work 5 days a week and have just 2 off, it's not good to be always waiting for those 2 days. You can plan something meaningful or fun every day, even if it's just a small thing. Edit. Wow, thanks for all the awards. I'm glad others have found this comment helpful. Listening to the sound of rain to fall asleep. I started flower gardening. Really relaxing, you will see results all summer, lots of successes and failures, but failures bring improvements. And I listen to Audible books while I'm at it sometimes. Especially great if you have a desk job. Edit. It's so nice to know so many are enjoying gardening. I had no idea it would be a Reddit thing. My social skills. Looking back, I could have made some awesome new friends. But nope, my anxiety-driven ass had to be difficult back then. No one has said it yet, but laser eye surgery. Best money I've ever spent. Getting a WFH 40-hour-a-week job. I was working like 55 hours a week in a warehouse before. So much room for activities. Edit. This blew up, so anyone asking how I did it, there's a comment below explaining it in detail. Flossing. Actually, I use a water pick now. Now my hygiene and cleaning visits are a breeze, and I haven't had a cavity in years. Quitting drinking. Everything is easier these days, coming up on 4 years. Finally talking with my, then new, family doctor about my misuse of decongestant nose spray. He told me it's a common issue and that there is help. 1. 5 years of tapering off and 2 surgeries later, I used bad nose spray for the final time. I could kick myself for not talking about it for more than 20 years. Edit. I am working my way through the comments and questions. I posted it before going to bed and didn't expect much reaction, so. The addiction's name is rhinitis medicamentosa. So it's not an addiction like alcohol, in the way there's a reward system in your brain, but it's a self-sustaining process. You have an infection and take nose spray. If you do it more than a few days, the reason why you took it at first is gone, but these sprays mean the nose clogs again. So you take nose spray against nose spray, which got worse and worse over the years. Many asked which spray I took. I largely gave up talking about any names in this regard. By definition of stereotype, every Redditor except me is from the US, so your stuff has different names in the store than the German stuff I took. The nose spray I used is sold in Germany as Nazic, which has xylomtazoline as main active agent. Some others asked about the surgeries, so here is more about the process. My new family doctor sent me to an aunt for help. He mentioned that next to the effect of the addiction, there's often a background to it. Turned out my concha were enlarged and my septum deviated. I must have broken my nose once. The aunt insisted OT must have happened, although I didn't know it. Maybe when I fell off my bike as toddler or so. Both limited how much air could pass and made it even more prone to clogging, which was boosted by the misuse of Nasic. The concha were cauterized, so a small intervention, about 30 minutes plus a few days sick leave, the septum deviation was corrected by a full anesthesia surgery in the hospital by the end plus 2 weeks sick leave. The process took so long as the end started with tapering off by flooding the nose spray with hay fever and sea salt ones, effect, reducing bad nose spray from 5x a day to 1-2x, then cauterizing, after which the nose needed to heal, reducing it to 0-1x per day, before the surgery. As the septum deviation is done in hospital, I needed to wait a few weeks until I could do it, and afterwards the nose needs some weeks to heal again. Got a proper diagnosis. I think a lot of people that for years questioned themselves what's wrong with me. When they finally got diagnosed, it's a big relief and changes a lot in a better way. Got a bidet toilet attachment. There's nothing like having a clean ass all the time. Walking. I've got stamina again. Edit, thanks for the award, kind stranger. Riding my bike at least an hour a day. Just packed up and moved thousands of miles away. Left everything behind and just started over. Besides some debt, a suitcase, and contacts for only the non-toxic people in my life, it's been an extremely liberating experience. And looking back, nothing was really preventing me from doing it sooner, no real reasons at least. I just kept coming up with excuses not to do it until one day I couldn't think of one. Trying to be more positive in general. I did fencing in college, and after that I just couldn't make it work with my school and work schedule. 15 years later, I found a club and started doing it again. I hate every other sport, and exercising just to exercise is unpleasant and boring. This is the only one for me, and I needed something to make me active. Finding the right therapist. Been in since I was 9, and found the right one at 23. It's only been maybe 6 months, but I've already unpacked so much more trauma in that small time than I did all the other years wasted in therapy. Moving out of my home country. Getting divorced, 10 out of 10, would recommend. Learned Spanish. Now I have a lot of amazing Latino friends, and I got a lot of great gigs and opportunities because of it. Setting rules for myself. After COVID started, I spent a year drinking and eating pizza every other day, and at that time I thought, why shouldn't I keep doing it if I enjoy it? You can die anytime, so you should make the most out of what little time you have, right? The problem being, apart from health consequences, that it quickly becomes not enjoyable, and I realize now how miserable I was during that time. Most things are only fun when you do them occasionally. Sounds obvious, I know, but it was not obvious for my dumb ass. Now I have set rules for myself that I can only drink on Sundays and only eat junk food once a month, and it's so much more rewarding and fun. I begrudgingly started lifting weights when I was 30 due to some back pain that caused me to barely be able to get out of my office chair. I forced myself to go for a few weeks, then I started looking forward to going to the gym, then after a while I became a total gym rat meathead. I wish I had started lifting when I was a teenager. Not only did it cure my back pain, but I lost weight, look and feel much better, and the doctor says all my health indicators are spot on now, as I am in my 40s, and in addition it's like a hobby for me now that I tinker with and socialize with other people who are into the same thing, etc. Meeting my wife. That woman fills my heart in ways words can't describe. It just can't be too much sooner, because then I wouldn't have my awesome stepsons. Learning how to do everything myself. Car issue. Look it up. Fix my fence. Look it up. Just do it all myself. Replace valves. Look it up. If they don't find you handsome, they should at least find you handy. Stopped going to church. Not going to church is such a big part of my life now. I wish I had not gone sooner. Playing Minecraft. I'm a fully grown adult that used to think it was really stupid. But then my friends set up a server, and now we all play together. It's a wonderful creative outlet that isn't anywhere near as stressful as some games can be. Moved to Washington. It literally turned my life around. I was a cab driver in Arizona, and had been barely hanging on when 2008 recession hit. There were more drivers than cabs to lease. There was a lottery every day at work to see if you even got a car. My luck sucked. I ended up getting 2 evictions on my credit in under a year cause I just couldn't pay rent. Not even living paycheck to paycheck, but day to day. A friend let me stay at his place in Georgia to see if I could do better there. Sadly, it was almost worse than Arizona. I decided to ask my parents if I could stay with them and try Washington. Night and fucking day. I started doing office jobs for like $15/HR. Then something happened. Since I was staying at parents and kicking them some of my income for rent, though it was low dollar, I was able to save money. When a job that I had gotten at $17/HR layer off the entire department, I put my foot down. Unemployment and savings allowed me to say fuck off to the I need a job now opportunities. You know the ones with shit bosses and shit businesses just destroying the workforce. Then it happened. I found my unicorn. The company was impressed at my resume due to my ability to find a problem and create a solution to fix said problem. I got hired as a data coordinator. $19/HR. Very shortly into that position, the manager noticed my Excel skills and hired me full-time from the temp service well before contract was up. $22/HR. After a year he promoted me and moved me to a higher skill position. I was given a raise to $56K/year. I quickly proved my mettle in this new environment and earned promotion to Business Analyst 1. I was bumped up to $69K/year. Just last October in mid-pandemic I asked for a raise after proving myself even more in that new role. My boss agreed and went to bat for me. Came back, after a bit of delay, with a raise to $76K/year. With a cost of living bump in March of 22 that has put me at $79K/year. In 14 years I went to living day-to-day pay, to having a fully funded emergency fund. I bought a condo May 2021, and have a new car that is almost paid off. My credit has skyrocketed to 769 and climbing. I have about $30,000 worth of credit cards with zero balances, and a 401k that, while stunted from years of not having, is getting there. The absolute biggest change is that I do not have to worry about a big bill. I don't have to put off any payments as my savings and income can handle fluctuations. It has done wonders for my life and well-being. If I had done this years earlier, just think where I might have been. Thanks for watching. Leave a like if you have enjoyed this video and subscribe to never miss an upload.